Hello, hello. This is an SEO audit for Rosenberg Law Firm. They are a criminal defense attorney in Brooklyn, New York, and this is their Google business profile right here. So we're going to create a new grid. We're going to look up their business name. Find their business. And then we're going to set the radius to 2 miles because they're in a very densely populated area, Brooklyn, New York. And then we're going to eliminate all of the pins that are in the water. So now that this is all set up, we're going to go back to the menu over here, go to reports and keywords. So for the keywords, I'm going to go with these three: criminal defense attorney near me, DUI lawyer near me, and white collar crime lawyer near me. Schedule it. One-time scan, hit save, and run it. So the report just finished loading. While I'm going over it, I'm also going to run a scan for their NAP, which basically searches Google for any combination of their business name, address, and phone number. So we're going to grab their business details. We're going to not include their domain, and then we're going to scroll down, go 10 pages deep, and then hit run. So while this is loading, let's take a look at their map rankings. So this is what their rankings look like for the keyword criminal defense attorney near me. They rank decently well right where their business is located, position 3, 5, 6. And then once you get closer to the center of Brooklyn, like away from downtown, they start to drop off into the top 10, 11, and then up top across the Manhattan Bridge, they just completely drop off. And then for the keyword DUI, they don't rank anywhere for DUI. So position 6, right where their business is located, and then a lot of areas where they just don't show up in the top 20 at all. And then for white collar crime, pretty much the same story as their criminal defense attorney keyword. This one's a little bit worse because these guys don't rank anywhere in the top 3 for this keyword. The closest they have is top 4, and then 5, 6, 7, and then same story as before. Once they start to get out of this 1 mile radius, they start to drop off into position 10, 14, 16, 17, and then up across the bridge, they don't show up anywhere. Let's actually take a look at the demographics of their service area. So for the keyword white collar crime, we would want to filter by median income. Okay, so if this law firm wants to target more white collar crime cases, I would recommend prioritizing their budget away from anywhere on the right hand side of their business, because there's a lot of areas here that are, under $35,000 a year, between 35 to 50K a year. They're not really the demographic for white collar crime cases. So all of my marketing efforts for this law firm would be going towards downtown Brooklyn, across the bridge around the Chinatown area, even closer to Jersey City, just anything on the upper left-hand side or the left-hand side of the business. Or you can even target like the central area, but anything around the, the right-hand side over here. Let's zoom out a little bit. Yeah, so anything over here closer to the center of Brooklyn, I would stay away from because there's a lot less ROI in these areas than there is around this area. And then let's take a look at DUI. So since Brooklyn is so densely populated, I don't think this metric really means anything. You can just target anywhere within your coverage and you'll be able to pick up DUI cases. Just obviously don't target this area, which is a golf club, I think. Yeah, golf club, the water. Yeah, so just avoid that area. Anywhere else you target, you'll be completely fine. Okay, so now we're going to look at some keyword and domain stats for this law firm. I'm going to open up this SEO report generator, criminal defense, and then for the business name, Rosenberg Law Firm, hit search, find the one in Brooklyn, Rosenberg Law Firm, New York City, for the city. And then we want to make sure the city is Brooklyn. And then for the citations data, this is going to be the name, address, phone number file that we ran earlier. So I'm going to go ahead and upload that. For this audit, I'm not going to include schema. Everything looks good, and then I will generate the report. Okay, so this is the report that was generated. As you can see at the top, we've got headline numbers for Rosenberg Law Firm. So this report tracks 150 keywords that are all related to criminal defense in Brooklyn. Monthly search volume is around 67,000. Blended cost per click is $49, which means every time someone clicks on an ad for any of these search terms, somebody is paying Google about $49 on average. Now, if Rosenberg Law Firm was ranked number 1 in Google for all of these keywords, they would be getting around 11,800 clicks per month, and that traffic is worth about $574,000 per month. So this number is the amount they would have to spend on Google Ads to buy the same clicks they would be getting for free if they ranked number 1 for all of these keywords. So now let's take a look at the keywords themselves. By the way, all of this data is taken directly from Google Ads. So this table is sorted by traffic value, which means the most valuable search terms are right at the top. So the biggest one here is DUI, DWI lawyer. Both of those get around 6,600 searches per month at about $62 cost per click. So that single keyword is worth about $70,000 per month in ad spend. You can also look at criminal defense lawyer, which is getting also around 6,600 searches per month with around $40 cost per click, and that traffic is worth about $46,000. So that's pretty much how you read this first chart. You can go down the list and take a look at all the keywords that are related to it and take a look at what they're worth. So section 2 is more of a visual breakdown. It's just a couple of charts to be able to understand the data a little bit easier. So the first chart is search demand per keyword. Looks like criminal defense lawyer, DWI, and DUI are the highest demand. The second chart is the more important one. It shows traffic value by average position. So position 1 is worth about $570,000 worth of ad spend per month. Position 2, about $500K. Position 3, about $492,000. And then once you drop out of the top 3, the value drops by more than half. So the entire purpose of local SEO is to get this business into the top 3 for these search terms. Now let's move on to section 3, which is taking a look at what they already rank for in organic search. So Rosenberg Law Firm currently ranks for about 103 keywords, 18 of which are on the first page and 6 are in the top 3. That is earning them about 623 visitors per month, which is worth about $16,000 in ad spend. If we go down and sort by position, so their best ranking keywords are their brand name at position 1, 2, and 4, which is pretty much expected. That's just people searching for them directly. Let's see if they have anything here that's not branded. Okay, so law firm in Brooklyn, New York. They rank position 16 for that keyword. They also rank for criminal defense attorney, Brooklyn, New York. So these money keywords are stuck at around the middle and the bottom of page 2. So moving those from position 16 and 19 up to the top 3 is the fastest win here, because Google already sees them as relevant. They just need more authority. And that's a perfect segue into the next 2 sections. The first one is citation tracking. So this is the name, address, phone number scan that we ran earlier, pulled into the report. So a citation is anywhere on the web that mentions their business name, address, and phone number, or some combination of all three. So we found 134 citations across 23 unique domains. About 67% of those are on legal directories. So Justia, FindLaw, New York Courts. So those are exactly the websites that Google expects a law firm to be on. And then they also have some socials. They also have some general directory listings, as well as some in the unclassified brackets. And then if you scroll down to the second half of the section, you'll see a list of opportunities to get more citations. So out of 186 high authority citations that we track for law firms, they are only listed on 10 of them, which means they're missing 176 from this list. So they're missing stuff like an Instagram profile, YouTube, LinkedIn, Google site, Pinterest, Apple, and a lot of these websites have a domain rating of above 90, and most of them are free as well. So this is pretty low-hanging fruit. Building out a lot of these citations will strengthen the trust signals that Google uses to determine which business ranks in the top results of Google Maps. So this is probably the first thing I would recommend doing if I were to try and rank this business a little bit higher on Google. Now, the last section is the backlink analysis. So these are links from other websites pointing to a Rosenberg law firm's website. Basically, it's the internet's version of a referral or a letter of recommendation. So far, they've got about 10,000 live backlinks, but only from 63 referring domains, and only 17% are do follow, which means only 17% of them actually pass authority. And the average domain rank of the websites linking to them is 78, which seems high, but that's just because a lot of these are on legal directories like Justia. Looks like they have 68% of their entire backlink profile coming from Justia, and then another 30% coming from the subdomain lawyers.justia. So pretty much 90% of their entire backlink profile is just from Justia. And then it doesn't look like they really have that much of a backlink profile outside of that. So, their backlink profile, it's not empty, but it's really not strong at all. Their strongest links are, like I said before, Justia, Legal Match with DR57, and that's really about it. If we go down here and we sort by domain rank, so a bunch of these are from Justia. If we sort by last seen, it looks like they haven't really gotten a backlink from anything other than Justia in a long time. I saw one earlier. So these two are from articlement.com. Let's see this one. Okay, so this has nothing to do with their law firm website at all. So that's not relevant. This one is URL. Okay, so that's not relevant at all. Yeah, so this is a very empty backlink profile. It looks like they haven't really gotten a single backlink from a relevant website in months. So I would recommend getting links from websites that are relevant to law, government, crime, courts, anything in that industry, as well as any websites that are local to Brooklyn. Those would be very helpful as well. Yeah, so I just made my way down to the end of the list. I don't think they have a single backlink that isn't on a directory. So getting listed on directories is good. It's really good. Getting listed on Justia is good, but I would definitely recommend getting some relevant backlinks. So to recap, for Rosenberg Law Firm, according to Google Ads, there's about $570,000 worth of traffic value every month for these keywords that are related to criminal defense. They're already ranking in the middle and bottom of the second page for a couple of keywords like law firm in Brooklyn, New York, as well as criminal defense attorney in Brooklyn. So they just need a little bit of a push to get them into the first page and then eventually the top 3. And in order to get there, they need to build out some of the missing citations and strengthen their backlink profile. Once that happens, they'll start to see improvements across the map scan that we ran earlier. They'll start to see improvements across some of the keywords in organic search. And if they build really high quality backlinks and they do a lot of press releases, they will start getting mentioned in AI search results as well. Okay, so now we are going to take a look at their website. I'm going to move my face to the side so we can see the extension. Okay, so for their website, I'm only going to be going over 4 main optimization elements, which is going to be the SEO title, the heading, the subheadings, as well as the internal links. So this is the extension that I'm talking about. So for the SEO title, it's Rosenberg Law Firm, which is the brand name. That's good. And then -- Jonathan Rosenberg. So I would replace Jonathan Rosenberg with the Google Business Profile category, which in your case is attorney. I would also change this to criminal justice attorney instead of just keeping it as attorney, because criminal justice attorney is a lot more targeted. And when you're competing in a very competitive location such as Brooklyn, New York, you want everything to be as targeted as possible. That includes your Google Business Profile, that includes your website, pretty much everything. So yeah, I would have this set up as Rosenberg Law Firm - criminal justice attorney - Brooklyn, New York, or New York, New York. And then moving on to the headings. Ooh, okay, so you do not have any H1s. That is a big problem. You also do not have any H2s. Your entire website is composed of just H3s. So I would make this your H1, just so you have it on there. And then for your H2s, I would make it your practice areas. So it looks like you do appeals, you do post-conviction, guardianship, and criminal defense. So I would have all of these in H2 tags, and then underneath or nested underneath them, I would have H3 tags, which link out to your individual practice area pages. Let me see if you have those built out. Okay, it doesn't look like you have your practice area pages built out. So what I mean by practice area pages is you don't have a page for DUI, you don't have a page for assault, you don't have a page for drug crimes, battery, domestic violence, white collar crimes, anything like that. So I would definitely build out those pages. Those are really important service pages that can help you pick up a few keywords. And then once those pages are built out, I would nest them in H3s underneath H2s, which would be these. And then I would have this as your H1. So since you don't really have any individual practice area pages built out, I can't really say much about internal linking, because that's probably the most important part, is just interlinking to your service pages, interlinking to your location pages, which you also don't have. So I would build out your location pages. What I mean by that is I would build out a boroughs page for Brooklyn. I would build out a boroughs page for Manhattan. I would build out a boroughs page for Queens, if you go that far, or any other surrounding boroughs that you service. And then once you build those out, you can interlink them with your location pages. You can interlink them with your homepage. And then that will be very helpful, very beneficial to your SEO. Yeah, so it looks like you interlink to your results page, which is, okay, so proven results is, okay, so your proven results page is not loading. I think the correct URL for that is unmatched case results. So you might want to fix that, because that is a broken link on your homepage. So overall, just a quick recap, I would change your SEO title to Rosenberg Law Firm dash criminal justice attorney or attorney, and then dash your location, which is Brooklyn, New York. And then I would make this your H1. And then for your H2s, I would make it these 4. And then underneath these H2s, nested inside of them, I would make H3s, except I wouldn't have these. I would have practice area pages as your H3s, and I would interlink to them. I would build out location pages, interlink to them with that. And just doing that will probably give you a huge boost in your map rankings. So that's pretty much the SEO audit for Rosenberg Law Firm. We went over their map ranking scans. We went over their SEO report for their keywords and their citations and their backlinks. And then we took a look at their on-site SEO as well. So if you found value from this video and you want the same thing done for your law firm, click the link in the description, fill out your business information, and we will get in touch with you. So hope you enjoyed the video. Hope it was helpful. Cheers.